Hey, welcome to your day off. My name is Corey, and I'm the host of this here podcast. All that noise that you hear in the background, that is ABS. This year was a little special because ABS actually built us a booth on the floor. So normally when we do ABS, it's a little bit quieter, but today it's, we get the background noise, but actually I kind of love it because I love the energy that it brings. And whenever we get to do live podcasts, it's always a different energy. Sitting at the table to me today is, my partner in crime, my POC, Miss Katie May. Katie, what's up?
Hey, friends.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm loving the energy being on the floor. It's so much fun.
It is cool. Like, it kind of sounds like I'm shading, but I'm not at all. Like normally they put us in a media room, which is cool in its own sense, but being on the floor is definitely a different energy.
Except for your squirrel. I swear to God.
Oh my God,
it's so
bad.
Distracting because you'll look up and you're like, oh my God, you gotta wave to someone, but you're still mid-sentence while you're talking. I'm like, wait, what? Where am I looking?
I just think I'm a fucking pro. That's all. I'm a pro, bro.
Is that what it is?
I'm a pro, bro.
Cool.
That's it's the pro vibes. You should probably learn from them.
Okay.
No, it is definitely distracting. But again, I just think it's just
so
what
fun.
It is.
It's so fun. Yeah.
It's different conversations. Like if we're locked away in a room, we can share tears. Like no one's crying on this table because there's 18,000 people walking by.
It is getting harder to walk through, though, when we have a mission, because you run into people that you've seen, you want to talk, especially since you haven't seen them in a while, and give hugs and all the things.
Or like this morning when we walked away from the booth and we got a text from Presley, like, you're not going to say hi?
I know.
Like, I never thought we'd break her heart, but we broke.
I
know, why are you leaving without saying bye? And then we totally feel like dickheads.
I know.
We're like, Presley, we see you all the time.
I know, we talk to you too much.
We talk 10 hours a day, but, it's that.
It's all good. Yeah, it's great.
All right, cool. So here's what else is really cool about live podcast is that we get to hang out with some old friends. We get to meet new friends, and we get to have different conversations.
Yeah, for sure.
So on the podcast today is someone that I guess we met a few years ago, but last year was the time that we kind of really hung out. And basically he attacked me, but we'll talk about that later.
Well, I was going to say it's also rare that there's been someone on we haven't interviewed yet or talked to, so this is going to be a great conversation and get into some dirt with this person.
This is a brand new, fresh outlook, fresh conversation.
Yes.
All that good stuff. So today on the podcast is Vinnie with an IE, Morey, no, I messed it up?
No L.
No L.
Morey.
Not Morley.
Nailed it.
Morey, like the eel.
Yeah, like the eel.
Like the eel. Vinnie with an IE, Morey, is on the podcast. We met last year. Well, like I said, we've been in the same room a lot.
Yeah.
But last year we actually kind of hung out a little bit at the Babyless booth.
Where I live.
You totally live.
Yeah.
So Vinnie's a lot of fun because if you go in, he's usually the one that's emceeing the day. So actually, you know what happened? You shouted us out from the stage and this is impossible not to feel good about that. You know what I mean?
I'm glad.
Really, Vinnie? That's so cool.
Dude. Yeah, I love what you guys do. It's awesome. And Presley was pissed, actually. We were just having lunch, so she hates you.
Yeah, we got the text.
Really true.
She definitely was like, I hate you guys.
Upset. She actually told me not to come here.
Are you really going to see those guys?
Yeah.
Give them a middle finger for me.
Give them all of them. Give them all the fingers.
Yeah.
That's wild. Vin, where are you from?
I'm born and raised in Los Angeles, California.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Like born and raised.
Yes, sir.
That's so cool.
Do you still live there?
I do.
Okay.
I don't live in LA anymore. I moved to the suburbs. I have a wife and a child, and everything's very domesticated. It's sick. I like it.
How's domesticated life?
It's amazing. Dude, LA sucks. I'm from LA and it's terrible. It's gotten worse. It's
worse in what sense?
Well, population sucks, right? There's way too many people. Everybody's
hasn't it been that way forever?
Always, but now that I'm older and care about these sorts of things, before it's who cares? I'm going skating. I don't care. Now, when you're trying to work, you're trying to get around a burrito is a 45-minute endeavor, dude. I don't have time for that. There's no such thing as a drive-through in Los Angeles. You have to get out, you have to park. There's no parking, so that's fun. It's just everything about LA is just inconvenient now.
What is that? Back up. There's no drive-throughs?
None.
It's illegal?
It's not that it's illegal, but they don't make them because there's such bad traffic. If you come in, you're not getting out.
Even Chick-fil-A?
Not a chance.
Really?
You're going in. Yeah, you're going in.
That's crazy. So does Chick-fil-A have a drive-thru but nobody uses it?
The Chick-fil-A that I'm thinking of doesn't even have a drive-thru. There might be some in the valley that are totally normal, but in Hollywood proper and LA proper, there just aren't drive-thrus because you're just not getting out of that conveniently. Whoa. Yeah, it's irritating.
That's bizarre, man.
It is. It sucks.
Yeah, I mean, since COVID, DC's the opposite. The streets are empty.
No kidding.
I mean, that changed a month ago. You know,
Yeah.
when everyone went back to work.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, not to play the world's smallest violin, but we haven't had traffic in 6 years.
It's
Yeah.
been
And now-
amazing.
And now it's like you know, you're like, we're back to like.
Okay, but don't kid yourself. We still don't start work until 10 or 11, so it's like
Well,
added
for that
15
reason.
minutes.
Yeah. For that reason, though, right?
I love
That don't-
DC. DC's one of my favorite towns, actually.
Stop
Nice.
it.
No, I swear to God.
Spend
I love
time
DC. I've done a bunch of shows there, and anytime I get to travel there, I really enjoy it. I have a friend who grew up there. He's a pro skater, and he used to take me around to like the real spots and introduce me to Mumbo Sauce way back in the day. And
Nice.
yeah, I love DC.
Katie's husband actually has a skate team.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Darren, he was on the Famous Stars and Straps team and was always in LA.
Oh,
He's
shit.
like, hit me when you come to DC. So I did, and he was like, we're going out.
Nice.
Yeah, went to like the carry out and had chicken wings over fried rice, which is weird but delicious.
Weird but delicious.
So
right?
good. Yeah.
So
no,
cool.
I like DC. I love DC.
That's
a lot.
cool. Does everyone in LA have to skate?
Yeah.
Like before you get a driver's license, you have to be good on the board.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just not authentic. Like if you don't surf and skate and say bra,
You're
it's
not from LA.
Yeah. Come on, bra. Come on, bra. Damn.
I do watch girls that skate or girls that can skate or something. I
Yeah,
love those
yeah.
videos. Although I hate the crash videos.
Oh, God. Yeah, they're bad.
No,
Why-
I love watching people get hurt.
Oh.
Said like a real skater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it like when girls get hurt skating, it feels worse than when dudes get hurt?
Well, because like we don't care about guys and girls are naturally more sensitive, we think, right?
Do you feel that
But they're
too?
not.
I think when a
have
girl
another
shows that she's in pain, that bitch has got like a broken arm or something.
Yeah.
But when
Oh,
a
that's
dude's in pain, he like got pinched too hard.
Oh Jesus!
So when you see a girl that's in pain, you're like, damn, you know she's hurt. Like something really.
You notice how my face didn't even like change or flinch whatsoever?
I did.
Like, have you ever been a man and had a cold? Okay.
Nope, I've given birth 3 times.
Grow up.
Grow up!
Jesus.
Grow up!
Like, she'll never understand. It's
I
fine.
will. I'm sorry. I just.
True pain, it lives with us, okay?
That's it. I got a good question, but we'll come back to that. My theory is that we've watched men get hurt on Jackass so many times that
Yeah.
it doesn't affect us anymore.
Dude, that I was raised on Jackass. I care about it.
I totally see that.
Yeah.
Actually, that's your nickname behind your back. You don't know that though.
Dude, you know what's funny? So I have a shop in Hollywood that I've had since '09, and naturally being in Hollywood, we had a bunch of TV shows shot about us, and one actually went far, and Jeff Tremaine and Trip Taylor from Dick House were the guys that did it, and like Johnny Knoxville was hanging out in our shop all the time. We became like really friendly with those dudes, and I sat there and I Knoxville walked in, I was like, dude, you're my idol. He's like, I hit nuts for a living. I was like, no, I know.
I was gonna say, like when he walked in, did you want to kick him in the nuts?
He told me straight up, he walked to the barbershop covering his nuts. And I was
Is
like,
this the thing?
I was like, do people just hit you in the balls? He's like, yes. It's like strangers just come up to me. He's like, yeah. I was like, weird.
Oh, that'd be fighting.
I mean,
Oh, dude, yeah.
see how
What?
he made his money though.
Yeah, but like,
he made his money that way, not
carte
random.
blanche. It's weird.
Wait, okay, so let's rewind a little bit.
Okay,
How
no,
did you-
no, we'll lead into another question.
Come on. I want to know. We gotta
All
know
right,
the basics.
we'll get there. We'll get there.
We gotta
We'll
know the
get there.
basics.
We'll get there. What's your worst pain ever?
Getting my palms tattooed.
Really? Let me see.
That's the worst.
And you know what sucks about that?
Huh.
They're gonna go away in like a year. So you
Not a
went through all
chance. Those
that.
are 12 years old.
I know,
Playboy.
they look good. They look pretty good.
Yeah, no, these are
That's
old.
pretty good.
They hurt.
Worst pain.
Mine? Giving birth.
Jesus.
And not feeling the goddamn epidural.
Come on.
Like you didn't feel the epidural?
No, they gave it to me, but she was already on her way. And the nurse is like, you're going to need to slide down. I said, I still feel everything. She said, well, this baby's
This is
coming.
it.
So I'm like, fuck. And after the second push, I look at my husband. I'm like, I don't think I can do this. And he's like,
There's this
you
thing
are
in life called
almost
options.
there. He's like, you're almost there. Literally, she was 3 pushes and she was out because that third push, I'm thinking about my first one and how it took an hour to get
Yeah.
her out.
You said
I'm like, fuck, no. Here she came.
You know what's funny? I talk so much shit about women in pain and birth and everything. I literally had to stay behind the curtain because I would pass the fuck out. Like,
No, really?
bro, okay, so I could watch somebody get their head cut off if I don't know them, right? But if I know you and I see you in pain,
Yeah.
I will go down.
Was it cesarean or natural?
No, she was an emergency C-section. That was like
Oh,
a
that's
crazy whole story.
scary, yeah.
But like, I was such a travesty of a human being the day my wife gave birth. Like, it was so funny. This dude who was one of the other doctors, gigantic 6'6" black dude who was just diesel, right?
Yeah.
Like jacked. And he goes, all right, I'm gonna apply a little pressure and get the baby down. I'm always like, you know? And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, he's killing her. Oh my God. And then like, boom, out comes the baby. And I am sobbing, hugging this dude, kissing the fucking nurses. Like, there's this little anesthesiologist dude who was like a small Asian guy who was like, dude, dad face just kissed me. And I'm like, I love you, bro. Yeah.
We when my wife gave birth, again on top of the thing, right?
Yeah.
And then like cesarean. It was a
Yeah.
cesarean. And as soon as my daughter David was born, like the doctor knocked her out. So like I thought she literally died on the table.
David?
Oh no.
No, Steph.
Oh
yeah,
my
because
God.
apparently my wife like reached, like, you know, they had her strapped down because they
Right.
were doing this stuff, and apparently she reached and the doctor knocked her out, and I just watch her, you know, watch her eyes roll back and shit, and like, of course I'm 22 or something
Scary.
at the time. Oh my God, dude, and then I went, like, I was like,
Oh yeah. Uh-oh.
I've only actually I just realized this. I've only like truly been faint twice in my life.
Yeah.
And one time was then, and also, I'm gonna try not to cry. Hold on. Whew. Is that when my daughter was about to give birth and they came in and examined her and the doctor said, we got to go now.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
all that,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
like, and that was like, that buckled my knees, like literally.
Dude, yeah.
And it was weird because before that, I just thought like people fainting, you know, you see the old movies of the ladies like this. And I always thought that was bullshit. Like, I didn't think you could like emotionally faint. I almost went out twice because of it.
Dude, I get it.
You know?
I get it. Kids change the whole game though.
You're a girl. You ever faint? Yeah.
No, no, but I can tell you, yeah,
It's like, no, you guys are pussies.
basically.
That's kind of where we're landing. I think we just found the title. I think we just found the title of the podcast. Guys are pussies.
But I will say they made my husband sit down when they were giving me the epidural because they said that that's the moment that people faint is men watching that giant ass needle go in your back.
Yeah.
So they had him sit down for that. And then afterwards, him and the doctor fucking cutting open the placenta. And he's like, look at it. It's like the tree of life. I'm like, bitch, I am over here.
my lunch.
Like, can I, like, hello?
Nah. Yeah, they go, hey, do you want to cut the umbilical cord? Like, no. Like, what? I was like, I'll pass out. I don't need that. Like the needle, that doesn't bother me. But like, I'm not cutting something. That's not, no.
Cool.
Cut hair.
Vinny, how'd you find the industry?
I had a friend in high school who was taking it as his elective. And I was like, dude, you're cool.
What is that? Barbering was an elective?
Hair
Or cos-
cosmetology.
cos, yeah.
I'm originally a cosmetologist.
Stop it.
I am a licensed cosmetologist. I am also a licensed barber, but I'm more based in cosmetology. I identify more with cosmetology, which is funny. And people like don't get that vibe from looking at me, which is weird. But yeah, I pure Cosmo. I love it.
So you said you mentioned your shop. So your shop is like a full like
Yeah.
not a barber shop.
No, it's barber, but I just cut with structure and I believe in shape and I try to teach all my guys basis of cosmetology and girls. I have a couple girls too, but I had a salon that I sold because of COVID. Everybody I had like 18 stylists and
Shit.
like 15 of them decided to move out of state. And I was like, I'm not rebuilding an entire salon. Like, this is absurd.
My
So I sold it.
God.
Not when you're only working a month a year.
Yeah, no,
at
that's
that time.
not a chance.
Wait. Okay, so there was just a guy in your school that
Yeah,
looked cool doing hair.
He was outside of my school and I just thought he was a cool kid. Like, we were friends and everything. And I was like, oh, hair, that's kind of sick, you know? So I started looking into it. And then I got an art scholarship to go to Vidal Sassoon in Santa Monica. And I fell in love. It was one of those things where at first I didn't get it as we were like wrap drying with Denman brushes. And then they would walk up and spray it with water and be like, not good enough. And I was like, who are you?
Who's this guy?
You monster.
Trauma.
And like, yeah, learning such precise cutting, learning body position, learning structure and shape became something that I was like, whoa, this is in depth. And this is a lot more to like slapping a guard on a clipper and running it up ahead. And I did high-end women's hair for a long time, and I didn't love the way stylists were treated by clients where I was in Beverly Hills, because it was like, we're people, you know? And it wasn't treated as such, so I just decided, but also soon I got to mentor under him for like 5 months. It was part of my art scholarship that I was able to like get his coffee and go with him and stuff. Like, he didn't cut hair anymore,
Right.
Yeah.
but I would do Beverly's hair here and there. I would blow dry her hair out at the salons.
We had her on the pod not too long
She's
ago.
incredible.
Yes.
And I would get to listen to him speak about everything. And one day he goes, if you ever really want to make money in this industry, be a barber. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And so after
Whoa, from Vidal?
he said that
Can I
women,
call bullshit on you or is this the truth?
no, I swear to God.
Whoa.
He said, if you ever really want to make money, he goes, because women will drive twice as far and spend twice as much because their girlfriend said somebody was good. Men will stay with you forever. He did say that. And I said, whoa, that's awesome.
And they tip well.
They can.
And they can. And they can.
They can.
For
They
me,
can.
anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
There might be a boob element there.
That's fair.
I keep trying.
We see. Oh my God! So when you were, and I don't even know the age difference, but was DJ there when you were there
DJ was not. It was.
at Santa Monica? Beverly.
He was at Beverly.
But also soon.
So in Santa Monica, it was Stephen Moody. It was Elizabeth Hartwell.
Uh-huh.
It was Tracy, and she was married to, what's his name?
That's a pretty good bunch, though. Right
Yeah.
there.
Oh my God. Tracy and like Sally Rogerson was there still.
Jesus.
I've worked with Sally ever since. I've stayed in contact with her. She's incredible.
I mean, coming up in LA, that's
Yeah.
like the most epic
Yeah.
place to be for
It
that
was.
group anyway.
And I'm
Yeah.
really sad that it's gone. It like breaks my heart that that academy's gone, because like, no disrespect to anybody else, but when you came out of Sassoon, you were good at hair. You were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you were not about it, you were good.
Yeah, but did you make it out of it if you weren't about it?
Yeah, I mean, there were kids that passed,
Right.
but like, it, you could tell, right? So I have a theory, and it's kind of proven me to be correct over my journeys, but the first year you come out and you're like, I'm the shit. I love this. Like,
Yeah.
this is so dope. And then year 3, you realize you've been pushing people to the same 2 or 3 styles that you've known forever.
Sure.
And then year 5 is when you decide whether or not you really want to do this. And at year 5, you either invest in your education and you become badass and you become a stylist or a barber, or you just kind of drift and you'll probably leave at some point and you just do the same 4 or 5 things, and that's that.
You know what? That's an excellent theory.
Thanks.
I think it's spot on, actually. If you kind of think about it.
It takes 5 years to figure out if you're really going to do this,
Yeah.
and it's not quick. So
I
the
mean,
first
I
5 years are
didn't-
tough.
tough.
They're tough, but I think a lot of it has to do with where you go from hair school.
Mhm.
Because for me, I found my mentor. I found my salon, the only salon I've ever worked for. I mean, I was pushed education the first 5 years. Like, I was made to do 2 classes a year, one, in 2 different things. I like my mentor really pushed me. And I'm kind of that personality anyway, but having that support is the only reason why I am what I am today in the industry.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Right. That's fair. I mean, insane. Like I came up in a it's actually a funny story, and I know that you have a tie-in with this story too. Is that like whenever years ago it was, and we're watching Tabitha's takeover, like she would always come in and she'd be like, "You guys suck," and then at the end, like, "Here's how you be better," and then at the end, like, "We love you, Tabitha." Right? This is the theory of it, and you're like, by the way, we'll get it. Well, I'm going to sidebar myself, but it was really cool because whatever advice that she was making, like at the end of the show, like our salon had always done that from get. So it was like that I didn't realize that there was a different way to do hair, if that makes sense.
Right. No,
like
I do.
we grew up in like a very professional kind of but not like professional, like buttoned up, but just like we had rules. We were treated as a business.
Yeah.
From the jump. So it was always very interesting to kind of watch her, and then you also like. Reg Laws was my OG, and just like, oh, thanks, Reg, man, thanks for like showing me how to do it right, or at least as right as Tabitha's teaching it.
Yeah, Tabitha did so much for this industry, and like, I've listened to so many people outside this industry be like, she seems so mean and this and that. I'm like, nope. She's structured.
She's structured.
So get with it.
That's it.
Like, if you're not gonna take this serious, because she took it serious, and I think that's the way it should be. Like, I joke around a lot and I have tattoos on my face and such, but this is the only thing I've ever done, dude, since high school. I care about this industry so deeply, and I think it snaps heads when people like actually get to know me, because I really don't let anybody in. Like, this is a character. Like, when I was on the internet, I had a following by accident because like I cut celebrities, but I had okay. So I will tell you a little hack for all the new generation kids that want to get famous. I cut a bunch of celebrities. I still do to this day. I did the Oscars like a couple weeks ago, whatever, but like I still cut celebrities. I never once posted a single celebrity. Celebrities posted me cutting their hair, and I would never post a single thing about them, solely because I had this idea that like, if somebody else posts me, I look cooler, But it worked, and I got this accidental following, and it grew, and I worked for these companies and such, and that was great. But Tabitha plucked me out of school when I was 18. she went to Sally and goes, who do you have who's like pretty good right now? And Sally said, this kid's coming up. He's actually teaching the ABC courses to Carlton Hair upstairs. If you want to go like check him out. And Tabitha walks in and I was like, oh. And she goes, hey, you want to do a TV show thing with me? I was like, what do you mean? She was like, you're going to come work with me and do some stuff. And, you know, maybe I'll put you on camera, maybe I won't, but I need you to like, you know, teach structured cutting and help me beyond that. And I was like, hell yeah. And then it was Dace Yellow Salon in Burbank, which was, I don't know, I don't remember what episode, but she had me, she's like, you're on camera today. You're going to help me. And then this happened to be like the weirdest episode where this dude like physically tried to like step to Tabitha and I stepped in front of him and it was, and it was like,
you Joe Rogan him.
Bro, stuff happened off camera that was very interesting where this dude was like genuinely aggressive and I was like, whoa, what are we doing here? And Tabitha was like, fuck that guy, you know, like I don't care about him and stuff. She handled it so professionally. It was so cool. But it was like a really funny thing.
Were you willing to go to hands?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that. Don't get me wrong. I'm a grown, evolved person now.
No, I feel you. Everyone understands that. This is years ago.
Dude, like somebody's giving you an opportunity. Like you should have the reverence to respect that person.
That's exactly where my brain went.
Right.
Yeah.
Like she's coming in to help you and you're getting aggressive?
Yeah. And it's like any dude towards a woman, like you lost me, player. It's not going to work out.
Well, there's that bit. I wouldn't even think of that bit, but yeah.
Just lame.
What was his deal?
Ego. Dude, I watched this guy get checked down by a woman who was strong and powerful and independent, and she checked this fool quick, and it was just like, he was like, I'm doing it the right way. She's like, if you were, I wouldn't be here. Oh!
I mean, truly, though.
Stamp it, homie, later.
By the way, that's the most Tabitha thing ever.
Dude, she's such a G, and when I saw Tab here this weekend, I was like, no way. And she goes, way. And we had like the greatest hug.
That's awesome.
And I hadn't seen her, and I know she's gone through a lot of personal stuff. And now that she's back, it's beautiful to see her out. But like, she's done so much for me personally. And I never used that, right? Like, I never told people, like, some people are like, yo, I remember you from Tab's salon takeover. And I was like, great. But I was like a kid then, you know, I didn't even look like this, right? I still had hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. And I was just over it because so many people had so much opinion about her. I was like, dude, she's dope. And if you're not with that, I just don't understand you.
I mean, well, all right, outsider's perspective, right? I mean, certainly before we met Tabitha, right? There's definitely that thing, right? Like you're like super intimidated to meet her, super intimidated, because really the show only portrayed like
it's a character.
I would be well, hold on, slow your roll there. So yes, it's a part of the character,
right?
You know, so because I asked her on the podcast about that, I go, is this a character? She goes, no.
Yeah.
Okay, there's that.
It's a magnified version.
It definitely is a magnified version, but once you get to know her, and she's actually mega warm. And she brings you in,
dude,
amazingly. However, she's still like a maternal. Like she's like, it's for me, it's her and Samvia. Like I don't want to do anything that's like going to embarrass them or like what, you know, I don't want to say anything stupid, you know, and just to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I just don't want to be. But she's actually coming up on the podcast very soon. So listeners tune in soon.
Yeah, you do.
But yeah, she's coming in. We're going to talk about something else completely. But that's pretty dope, man.
She's an incredible human, man. And my very first show with Babeless, 2016, it was like ISSE or something. I was at the booth and Dennis was there and I was like the new kid on the block that got signed because like I can talk or whatever.
On the block. Stuck a lot of dirt.
And she walks up into the booth and she comes right up to me. She's like, Vinny, and she gives me a hug. And I was like, oh my God, how are you? So good to see you. And we're talking. And I watched everybody at my booth's head snap. Like, wait a minute. Why does Barber Kid know Tabitha? Like,
what is this new kid?
And like Dennis, who I have the greatest relationship with, I hate him so much, and he's such a genius. I love him. He sucks. I adore him. He kind of like gave me this like rubber neck and looked, and it was like. Then he comes up to me, he's like, "How do you know her?" I was like, "I came from Sassoon." He's like, "Bullshit." Okay. Good talks, you know. But he was like, "Hold on," and then he took notice and he listened. And he was like, "Okay, like you know how to cut it." I was like, yeah, man, a little bit.
A little bit. I done
He's
it.
like,
I
cool.
Well, you signed me, so.
Oh, so this is my opening with Dennis. I used to work for Andis, which was great. It was beautiful. I left so that we could have a family. Huh?
Local company?
Yeah. And I left all of my teams. So my wife basically hit me down and was like, check it out, dude. I got married to you to be with you. I want to have a family. Like, you're not going to live on the road. And I was like, word. So I quit everything, left. And then I got hit up to do a class at ISSE, at which Jay Majors, who I have the utmost respect for, love him to death. came up to me after the class, and literally some people that used to work for Hairdustry were talking to me, and he goes, "You're not with them anymore. You're with us. Follow me." And I was like, "Whoa." And I was like, "Okay." And we walked over to the booth, and he goes, "Dennis, this is our new West Coast guy. I'm going to sign him. He can talk. He's good. I just sat in on his class. Like, trust me, we need him." And Dennis looks at me and goes, "Whatever," and turns around and walks away. And I go, "Oh my God, this guy hates me. Like, what did I do to
Like,
him?"
whatever, fuck this dude. Not like whatever.
100% could not care less about me. And I was like, "Oh my God." And I just realized that it's not that he doesn't care. He is thinking about so many other things
Sure.
Especially
that
at
he
a show floor.
truly doesn't care.
Yeah, I get that.
You know, like he doesn't care about you as a person, but he just doesn't care about this moment. Like at some point, fine. I have Dennis's initials tattooed on me right here.
Stop.
I swear to God. It says, "Keep your pants on, kid." DKJ. DJ. Okay. Dennis Joseph.
Yeah.
There it is. See,
there it is right
Colpitts.
Yeah.
Dennis Joseph Colpitts. And
Well, hold on, bro.
yeah,
You can't like keep your pants on and not tell us the story about it.
that's his patented. That's his patented. You ask Dennis for anything. "Hey, bro, when is this new clip? Keep your pants on, kid." Like that's his saying, right?
So he wasn't telling you to pull your trousers up.
No, he was just saying like, "Wait your turn, shut up." And I was like, "Oh."
Wow.
So yeah, Dennis is a genius. He's revolutionary. He does so much for the design of tools, and I despise him. He's just the worst.
You know,
Naturally.
in the real though, like it is amazing because even coming up, like Babyliss was like a crap tool company, and,
Yep.
and we all, you know, it was Conair Light or something, and then I it must have been about that time, 2015, 2016. Like
It was.
They started showing up, and you're like, and now like all the tools are great. Everyone's using all the tools. It's really really cool to kind of watch how they've evolved, and I mean. Not that they don't do Presley Poem, but the best team in the industry.
No doubt.
You know?
No doubt.
It's
That's
crazy.
not even talking schmack. Like
No, definitely the best team.
we
There's
have the
no
best
doubt.
team in the industry.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And what else I find really cool, and we got to watch it this morning, was that they put Sophie, they put Presley, they put everybody right behind the booth, so it just makes everybody interactive. So
Yeah.
I think like from their perspective, what a genius move! Like, oh my God, there's Presley, and we've been in the room, and that's how people react to Presley. Oh my God, there's Presley, and then they go hang out with her, and they leave with a blow dryer.
Yeah.
Right, so you get both.
Well, it's accessibility.
Completely.
Like you can't walk up to Taylor Swift. You know what I'm saying? But to us,
You can't. Well,
yeah, you can. You get shot.
Try.
But like to us, Presley's Taylor Swift, and she's hanging out of the booth because all of us do the same job. We all cut hair.
that's.
It's such a
what-
testament to the company because also even talking to you all who are artists for them, you know, they ask you questions, they ask your opinion, they like involve you instead of just like hiring you to go teach or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's just like a group effort.
Last year at Premiere, we met some of the engineers.
Oh, Brad and them.
No, the young girls.
Oh, Sid and
Yes.
Sid's here with us now.
Yeah, I
Oh,
saw
we
her
should
last.
meet them.
I saw Sid
We're
last
trying to get
night.
them to come to our show
They-
and like do
Sid
the
was in the room with
presentation.
us last
They're
night.
so smart.
Sid was in the room when we were eating lunch with Presley. She was in
Okay,
the-
cool.
But yeah, but that was the same thing. Like she kind of pulled me aside and was like, "What challenges are you having? What can we do better? What's going on?" And I thought like that's a real conversation. And I'm not an artist for Babyliss or anything, you know. And it was really cool.
They care, man. And I'll tell you this, anybody who gets a quick rise is going to get hate. And I welcome that. I think it's so beautiful. Like, please hate because it doesn't make you look any better.
No.
Like, I'll tell you this. If I got dropped off Babyliss tomorrow, I wouldn't use any other tool, and I don't care. That's real, God's honest. But the reason I'm on this team has zero to do with our tools. It's the people. Like, our people, I consider these people my family.
Yeah.
I will ride for these people harder than you even understand. Like, if anybody's seen our shows or been around our booth and everything, I don't care. Like, no one knows my name. I don't give myself an intro. I'm not even on social media anymore. I'm just
I'm gonna
simply
ask you
here
about
to
that.
shine. Like, I want to shine my friends because they're beautiful creatives who do amazing things, and it should be celebrated.
What happened with you and your relationship with social?
Nothing. It was like, you know, a bunch of people on our team were getting hacked, and when I got hacked, I was watching everybody like literally crushing their souls to rebuild, and I just said I didn't want to do it.
You know Ben Mullen?
I do.
So Ben actually introduced us to Tabitha.
Yeah, not personally, but I know who Ben
Yeah.
is.
Do you know who hacked his Instagram?
No. Sick. Why'd you do that?
Me?
You.
What is
Remember when you got hacked?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
When you-
ah,
oh,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, and
right.
yours leaked to his?
Yeah. And then he was like, "Oh, Katie's doing something." He wiped out his entire account.
It was funny when I got hacked.
Nothing's funny about that, Vinny.
Guys, it is funny if you sit back. It's a free application. This is a free app that's just in an app store that we have now put so much stock into.
Oh yeah.
And I get that there's value.
50% of the people here made a career out of it.
No doubt. But like the other 50 had a career before and will have a career after. It's not about how you look, it's how you work. And I think that's been my crusade and my testament is that I'm still on the biggest teams. I'm still on the biggest stages. I have no social. I've been winning awards since we were finalists last night. And it's about the work. I don't care if you know my name or my face, but you'll know my work. You've seen it.
You've seen it. You've seen it.
You've seen it.
You've seen it.
You synced it.
How many kids you have?
One. She's our miracle.
Yeah.
My wife and I had a very hard time, not to put our personal, but we had 4 miscarriages and then lost 2 IVF attempts, and she was our last one.
Really?
Wow.
Yep. I care more about her than anything else.
So when you say it was the last one, it was like you and your wife had decided like shit or swim or whatever the terms are.
And like health-wise.
For her.
My wife, yeah.
Yeah.
And like she's 41 and had to have a hysterectomy. So it's like it got real serious real quick, and that put everything in perspective, man. That's why social went away. That's why, like, because I don't care. I don't care about any of that shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, dude, like, I will live or die for my girls, and that's it. Like, all this can go away. I don't give a shit, dude. Like, I'll take clippers and just cut hair on the sidewalk, you know?
Yeah.
Not like Vic Blends or whatever, you know, because he's super
Vic,
famous.
I know, I love Vic.
Love Vic. He's incredible. But, like, I have a trade, so I can make money. I don't care about the rest of this. We're in a weird place, right? Like, I'm doing a podcast because I respect you and I love you guys, and you guys do something awesome for the industry. I don't care if people listen to me. Like, don't listen to me. Who am I?
We're not releasing this podcast.
Good. It's just therapy for me. Thank you.
We're literally on the couch.
Thank you. Makes you feel good. Yeah. Like, dude, I watch the ego, right? Like, I watch crazy stuff, and it's a sad symptom of being a human being that we like care what other people think. But when you can release that and you have true freedom.
Freedom's just another word.
Dude.
Nothing else to do.
But your life is beautiful. It really is. And your social media will not add to that or take away from it. Your work will not add that or take away from it. Like, if you woke up, get stoked on it, you know, like, that's rad. Today's a good day type thing. This kid hit me with this the other day, and I was like, how you doing, man? He's like, best day of my life. I was like, nice.
I like that.
I kind of like went to I finished working out and I washed my hands. I came back and I was laughing. I was like, that's so good, dude.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah,
I'm
say
totally
it every day.
that. I'm still in that.
Me too.
Yeah.
And it helps.
Yeah,
Dude, it helps.
Like for years, like people are like, how are you? And I go, I'm awesome. I'm amazing. You know, like I would much rather play in that realm than like, I'm okay.
Getting through
I mean,
it.
we can get into it. I hate all that. Like,
yeah.
You know, it's like, not that bad. Is that not too bad? I don't even, like, if you like piece that, I don't even know what that means. What does not too bad mean?
Well, they want you to ask.
Right.
I mean, especially if you're talking about clients, when the clients come in and you can tell it's been a day.
Not too bad.
They want you to.
But like in passing, you know, especially since we're all passing each other here all the time, give a real answer. So, how are you? Oh, dude, I had diarrhea this morning. Super brutal. their reaction will be this. Oh, right on, dude. Good to see you. Yeah, dude. Thanks so much. My butthole's burning. Thank you.
Oh my God.
I love it. I don't know. I have fun with the human experience. I really do. I really have hit a point in my life where like I just want to enjoy being alive, and like I hate being away from my family. So when I am, if I get to be with awesome people and I get to do fun things, then great. I should enjoy that. Like this morning, somebody's like, how are you? He's like, best day of my life. And everybody kind of laughed, you know, because I've stolen it too. And I told the kid.
I'm totally stealing it.
Yeah, dude, he's awesome.
I wish I could tag him in it.
I don't even know his,
don't even know his name.
As he's talking about fuck social, you're like, I wish I could tag him in it.
He gets it.
I'm not tagging Vinny.
He's meta.
I'm not tagging Vinny. Fuck that guy.
He gets it.
Dude, I'm about to ruin the rest of this podcast for you.
Oh, God. Okay.
Vinny, you give me such Ryan Reynolds vibes. It's crazy.
I've gotten that my whole life. And honestly, I think it's because of how good a shape I'm in.
No, that's not it.
Oh.
That's
I body double for him a lot.
Do you?
No. But if with my shirt off, couldn't tell the difference.
I bet not. It's all that hair.
Right on.
Right on.
I've gotten that a lot now. People say that like I speak like him.
Yeah, there's a certain way that you structure your sentences that are like Ryan Reynolds like, and everything's like goes in and then there's a punchline at the end of each sentence, and that's very Ryan Reynolds like, you know. That I dig that.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Maybe I should pretend to not know who.
Who?
Yeah, right.
Ryan who?
Ryan who? No one knows that guy.
Neat.
I do love his soccer show, though. I'm not gonna lie.
So do I.
It's so good, right?
Dude, I love everything he does. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of everybody.
I mean, that's fair. Best day ever.
Best day of my life.
Best day of my life.
Especially looking at Tyler.
Look at that.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Distract.
Squirrel.
Squirrel. Tyler Squirrel. Tyler Squirrel. Love that guy, too. So we got talent. That guy. Hey, how old's your daughter?
She is 7 years old. Yeah, she turns 8 in June.
Oh, my gosh.
It's the coolest thing in the world. So, okay, peep game. My daughter has had like 3 haircuts in her life. One was in COVID. She loves her long hair. She's got like natural curls and stuff. And then
I hope you didn't do it.
crushed it.
Crushed it?
I then get hit up by her and she goes, Dad, I'm thinking I want curtain bangs. I was like, really? She
She's
goes,
been watching
yeah.
Philip Wolf videos.
Bro. So I hit up Philip. I go, hey, dude, do you want to do a video with me?
No.
Cut my wife and daughter's hair with me. And he goes, absolutely. So he comes down.
First off, how did I step into that?
What?
I didn't know.
No, hey, it's perfect. So I call Philip. I'm like, dude, do you want to cut some hair together? He goes, absolutely, brother. Comes down. We cut my wife and daughter's hair. Gives my daughter curtain bangs. Great. Well, like terrible experience for Philip because like he cuts her bangs and she immediately starts crying. She's like, oh my God, they're so short. And I'm like, baby, no, and whatever. But it was a beautiful teaching lesson because I go, sweetheart, I was like, we could shave your head and you are the most gorgeous girl on the planet. It means not whether you have bangs, whether your hair is long or short, because you are gorgeous. And she like, okay, came outside and I was like, and then I lied to her and I go, by the way, Philip cuts Taylor Swift's hair. And she goes, so she came out stunting after that, right?
Yeah.
Told Philip that and he was like, I don't. I was like, oh, what? Oh, shit.
Well, you're missing out.
Shit.
Damn.
And then just most recently, my wife got it in her brain that she wanted. I'm going to show you a picture of my wife. She got it in her brain that she was like, fuck, she would stab me. She goes, so she's older than me and I bury her for this. And she goes, I feel like I'm getting to the point where this is my last time to really cut my hair off. And I'm like, I don't know what that means, but okay, right? She's like, well, I can't be this age that I will not say because she'll stab me.
How old is that?
Don't do it.
So close. And so she was like,
I saw a quivering on your lips.
I live in fear. And she goes, I want to go platinum blonde and I want to cut my hair off and I want it very specific. And my wife's the worst client. She's an absolute nightmare. She wants
So is my
unrealistic
husband.
shit. Dude, she wants the most unrealistic shit. So again, I call my friend Philip and my other friend Alfredo Lewis. Name drop. And did I mention Philip and Alfredo? Anyway, so I call Philip and Alfredo, and I go, Philip, Alfredo. By the way, that was like 7 in a row. And I was like, my wife wants this big change. Philip and Alfredo. So my wife wants this big change. So Phil and I decided to cut her hair together. And then
Whoa.
Alfredo did the platinum.
That's
and
what's up.
That's your wife?
My wife. and
It's
that's what she-
beautiful.
right? And now she's like viral on Alfredo's stuff. But now she's
he
like,
posted it.
oh yeah, he's up
Oh,
there.
that's dope.
And she's like feeling herself, dude. Like she's taking car selfies.
Dude, she should.
Yeah. That
and-
looks dope.
And it's funny because
Dude, she totally gives me Jenny Strebe vibes.
her name's Jenny.
Stop
Is it?
Yeah, that's our cover to the thing.
That's
right?
cool.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so she had box dyed black hair down to her like past her butt forever, and then we hacked it off, and then she grew it back out, and then she wanted highlights, and she was like, "I want to go from black to platinum." I was like, "Of course you do. Yeah, why wouldn't you?"
Everyone does.
It's called a wig.
No problem.
Yeah, it's called a wig, exactly.
And I just snapped my fingers, and it happened.
That was it.
Yeah, so
Cool, man. What did she do for work?
she's a doctor.
No.
Yeah, psychologist, psychiatrist. She's very, very smart and very, very
you're
dumb
not
at
a
the same
patient
time.
because she's
She's
not
like,
going to
She
find
can't be
another one.
that smart.
Yeah,
I said
mean,
that. Yeah.
yeah,
Very
Beat you to it.
That's smart.
Beat you to it. Run the tape.
Right.
Like, listen,
the tape.
I know what people are going to say, okay? I beat them to it. Okay?
We live in the lowest common denominator.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, my God.
Yeah, no, she's incredible. We have been together since I was 19 years old. And on...
How old was she?
Carry the 2. I will not fall into that trap, sir. And on like next month, May like 6th, I will have been with my wife longer than I would have been without her.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Yep. Because she is a cougar, robbed the cradle. I've been with her ever since.
That's what's up.
Much older.
Much?
I mean, he had to carry the two.
God, you're getting in deep water here.
He had to carry the two.
It's fine.
Does she have social? Because we got to make sure we tag her. We got to tag her on that clip.
When you work at mental health, you cannot have social.
Yeah, no way.
That's
Yeah.
fair. Actually,
She's never had it. That's the craziest part.
Really?
She's never had it. Yeah, she's been a doctor.
Really?
She came out of school, went straight into her doctorate, and it was, never
Liberating.
looked back. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Actually, the guy, in Wicked, the movie that just came out, the guy that plays Bach there, who's now dating Ariana Grande.
Okay.
Well, he left his pregnant wife to start dating Ariana Grande. Hold on, we're getting there. For Ariana Grande, and then she actually wrote a piece in a magazine because she's a psychologist.
Got him.
And she was I paraphrase, but the article was about how, as a psychologist, when all her private life is public, that she can't perform or she can't work, because everybody knows her business. Like, you're not supposed to know the private life of your psychologist.
Fuck you,
It gets in the
dude.
way.
Yeah, you
Gets in
can't.
the way, yeah. He's from Bethesda.
Stop it.
Yeah, he's from our area.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Is
Ask
it
Ariana
cool?
Grande. I don't know. I'm thinking, they've already filmed the second one. I was going to say, what if they break up and then they have to film the second one? How awkward that makes it.
That'd be tight.
It's crazy.
Dude, we love the fall in America.
We do.
We only want you to get big so we can watch you crash.
It's
That's
the
it.
truth.
You know what it's like? It's like
though.
blowing up a balloon. Like we make them big and then
Yeah.
we pop it out.
In slow motion. That's sick.
A million frames per second. You watch those videos? I
Yeah,
love
of
those slow
course.
motion videos.
Dude, yeah.
Because you love watching people in pain.
Yeah.
No, just the slow motion videos, not the pain ones.
Oh.
Or like the hydraulic press that just squishes
Oh.
things. Stop.
Or hold on, is this totally a guy thing, by the way?
Probably.
Probably. Or what about like the restros, like when they're taking the rust off of old tools
Oh, yeah.
or old toys? I can watch like a 10-minute video and nothing happens.
Right. But
I'm
I
like,
feel
I'm in.
so satisfied watching it.
And I can't even scroll away. I'm like, well what's it going to look like at the end? Are they going to
Get
get
it.
those pits out?
Dude, I get
How are they going to do that? Is this a guy thing?
It's a coin.
I think there's different
What's a girl version
versions
of
for
that?
everything. Like watching the cleaning videos.
Really? I have
Well,
zero
but
desire.
I
Sounds
like
sexist.
no, but my most favorite thing to do is like to deep clean, like take everything out, clean every little nook and cranny because I never have time for it. But
We're slightly different.
yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But oh my
Here's
god,
the
then
deal.
putting everything back in its place.
If my house is being deep cleaned, I know I'm in big shit.
Right.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh,
You have made a mistake.
yeah.
That's accurate.
That's a hotel night.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I walk in the garage, I smell bleach, I turn around and leave.
Yeah, it's like not worth it.
Like, I'm
in the
out of-
garage.
in the like, well, if it's in the garage, like the whole house has been bleached.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, I go up and the whole house is white. The exterior and everything. Like I'm in fuck, I'm in trouble.
Yep.
Just keep on moving, man.
Dude, yeah, there's just certain things we know.
Yeah.
We're always wrong. It's fine.
I totally want to go in and just give her a hug, but I also don't dare.
Nope. She
You
might
know?
have a knife.
She could, even if it's not about me. Like she's not in a hug mood. She's in a clean mood, and that's a scary.
Not worth it.
We should probably ask your wife about that. There's got to be something.
It's funny because you seem to have it figured out, and yet you still fuck up constantly.
It's not that we set up to. You know what I mean?
Don't try.
Yeah. Like, okay, so
It's the
people
battle
like,
of the sexes. That's all.
for sure, people always talk about my sarcasm, and I'm like, I do this to my wife when there's no one in the stands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we sit at home, she'll say something like, idiot, a barrier, you know? She's just like, dude, do you ever turn off? I was like, do you think Ali didn't practice? He just went and boxed? Come on.
So you're sparring with your wife?
Full time. We watch trash TV
Sounds like a
and I
lot.
just kill her for it. It's so fun.
What's your best trash TV?
Well, I mean, whatever's on at that moment. We just finished Temptation Island.
Well, isn't
my
that like 20
God.
years old?
I don't know, the new season on
Oh,
Netflix.
there's a new. I know nothing.
Oh. I know he's never seen The Office.
It's acquired.
Yeah.
Like, The Office is fine. It's overhyped. Whatever.
Whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
you just got a divorce with her.
I know we're no longer friends.
I know.
Okay, what about Seinfeld?
Again, it's a show about nothing.
Oh my God.
So Jerry Seinfeld did a great, like Jerry Seinfeld's a genius, no doubt. He did a great interview on that where he goes, we made a show about nothing as a commentary on how like dumb society's getting because they'll watch it. Dead right.
That's fair.
Crushed it.
Yeah.
Did he
Instagram.
really say that?
No, I swear to God. He was like, yeah, we made a show about nothing. That show's about nothing. There's no plot. There's no point.
We just get up there
No
and do
soup
it.
for you.
It's funny.
No soup
Yeah.
for you. No soup for you.
He hasn't seen that either.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't what?
You haven't
No,
seen
I
it?
haven't seen that.
Or
Hey,
when
we'll go
George
back
talks in
and
the third
watch it.
person or whatever.
Yeah.
That was a funny one.
Which one?
George talks in the third person the whole
Why are
time.
you asking
It's
which
his
one?
cousin.
You've never seen it.
Well, I'm trying to get the plot. That's
It's
not
George's
there.
cousin. I think his name was like Frank. He's like, Frank likes it here. Frank wants soup. Super fun.
Now, to be fair, I have seen that episode, the soup one, and I've seen it 3 times. So I've watched Seinfeld 3 times, and it was that episode each time.
Perfect.
That's so weird.
I never watched
It
Friends.
seems so monotonous. Oh,
Really?
Yeah, I never saw
now we are
Friends.
divorced.
My God.
How could Ryan
Who am I
Reynolds never
sitting
watch
with? I don't.
Friends? I know.
We
Dude,
gotta get something else over here. I cannot deal with you two.
Look, I just didn't see it. I'm not saying I hate it. I just didn't see it. Like, I thought we was a safe space. Can we be honest? Jesus.
No safe spaces.
Change the name to Judgery.
Yeah.
Judgery.
Jesus.
You just had better things to be doing. I get it.
I don't think it was that. It was just I didn't have cable. I was poor, you know? Like, I watched.
He was skating.
Dude,
I mean-
when I was a young hairdresser and I started making money, I didn't spend it on anything. Like I literally, my dad goes, "Hey, you're obviously not going to do well in life. So now that you're making some money, you should invest it into like a property." So he took my money and bought a condo and rented it out for me. And that's how I was able to like buy a home. Like my dad helped me with that, but I just didn't have cable. So I watched Dexter on DVD. I don't know.
Do you still have the condo?
No, we sold it. Yeah, we sold our condo years ago to buy our first single family home.
Oh,
and then,
got it.
yeah, it was a,
Wait, okay,
Worked
so
out.
you do have a shop now or you don't?
Yeah, I
'Cause
do.
kn- you have two.
I still,
You sold the one during COVID, you
Yep.
said, and then
still have my one in Hollywood started in 2009, and then my one in Orange County started in like 2016.
oh, cool. And they're barber shops or
So my LA shop is traditional barber. My Orange County shop, I have stylists in there as well, and we just kind of have it as a creative space.
yeah.
But like, yeah, it's mainly barbers, like short form haircutting, for the most part.
How is it managing both of those?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. I
This guy's brilliant.
well, no, this is what I do. I swear to God. And not everybody knows like the rules or the laws and regulations. So I try to be upfront about that with everybody. And I go, here's your key. Here's when rent's due. Be a grown up and like, don't talk to me. Like if I have to talk to you, you've severely screwed up, right? Like come here, make your money, do your job, leave, you know, like it's fine. I'll keep the lights on. I'll make sure it's clean. We'll do all that stuff. But I don't want to micromanage people. Like we're grown ups. Do your job.
Orange County. Wait a sec.
And LA.
What's that guy's name? Who's the clown? Did he work for you?
Richie, he did.
Yeah,
Richie
Richie
worked for
did.
me at
I
one
think
point. Yeah.
I'm almost positive that Richie brought you up
Yeah.
when we did a podcast with him.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
We go way back.
Richie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great. He wanted to work for me in Hollywood originally, but then he was like in a tattoo studio and then trying to like do TV and all that stuff. And then connected later down the road and he worked in my salon and I built him a little like cool like vaudevillian barber space in the salon. It was pretty neat.
That's pretty cool. How's
Then
Richie
when it
doing?
went away, it's, he's super into Jesus last I heard.
Yeah.
So he's like doing really good and kind of changed everything. And
That's right. Yeah,
awesome.
like he had when he was on the podcast. We did BarberCon LA and he sat in the podcast.
Yeah.
That was 21, maybe 20, probably 22.
yeah,
If 22, but yeah, he had just gotten sober. And then yeah, we had a nice. We did a one. That's it. We did a one challenge with.
oh, brutal.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
yeah, yeah.
did the one chip challenge.
Yeah.
Sucks for
By
him.
the way, my favorite
Oh,
joke
yeah.
from there that totally fell flat was like we're turning a blue guy purple.
Oh.
I just thought it was a great joke and
That
fucking
is.
just fell flat.
That is funny.
You know,
You gotta laugh at that.
we turn him purple. See,
He's
he
great.
turns red from the. Never mind. It's fine. You got.
People go like, "Oh, that guy's a clown." Literally.
He is a clown.
Yeah, it's like not shit talking. Like, he's a clown.
right, right.
You know what he did, and only Richie can do that. Is that he did the one chip challenge, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end, like Tony and I had gotten some water and we'd gotten some milkshakes and stuff, which is really smart.
Totally.
But Vinny's hitting like soda, so all that carbonation is on your mouth when your mouth is already on fire, and it was
brutal.
getting worse. And I'm like, come on, Richie, you
He's
gotta
great.
know better
He's great.
about that, dude. That was brutal. That was the first time we had done it, and that was brutal.
I've
So,
done it. It's
have you done
terrible.
it?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
terrible. Dude,
It's worse the next day.
we used to have
Oh, I've got a story about that too. Go ahead though.
we used to do this stuff all the time. Like every Wednesday on my shop and on my socials back in the day, we did Challenge Wednesday. We did the spicy death nut. We did one chip. We did.
My God.
We were in a thing with my buddy Chris Hamstill, is Hambo, and he owns Town Barbers out in Canada. We had a social media challenge going on for like 3 years with our apprentices, where it was like my apprentice ate a dozen Krispy Kremes. I was like, my apprentice will eat 2 dozen Krispy Kremes.
Oh my god, how'd you guys not kill someone?
Dude, no, we were close. It was bad. There's a lot of puking. It was really fun.
Oh God.
That's
People
not
loved
good.
it on social. They thought it was so fun.
That's no good. So I thought I was going to be really, really smart, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, you know what? I'm going to pregame with like some Pepto.
Nope.
My stomach's going to be like, my stomach's going to be like coated.
Nope.
I'm going to be, try to do it. Here's the problem. Here's the problem, Katie. I think I've told you before. Here's the problem, Vinny. Is Pepto has a way of constipating you.
Yes, it does.
So then you've got fire in your belly for 2
ammonia.
days. For 2 days,
And then your butthole's on
you
fire.
can't release it though. Like you're like, oh, this is the worst. Like I totally know my entire digestive tract because
Oh,
I
yeah.
felt every inch of it for a while. And then when you
Blowtorch.
finally do relieve, it's not even that satisfying.
No,
You know,
because it's been pent up.
it was so bad. And sadly, Greg's over there, and he was we had to share a bathroom at that point. So I post apologize again. Oh my God, that was the worst.
Dude.
So the next time that I did it, I did not Pepto in because like I either want quick release,
Raw
but
dog.
I don't want to hang out. I
No.
don't want to hang it out.
No, you don't want that in there.
No.
Get the poison out.
Get-
Get the poison
I
out.
get that.
Yeah.
I get Sibian.
Speaking of pooping, I was in the restroom here, and this girl like literally jams out of the stall and like runs straight into me, and looks up, and there was this moment of like, did I just go in the women's bathroom or?
Was that Preston?
And she's looking at me, and I'm looking at her, and she clearly just took a dump. And she goes, the line was really long and ran out. And I looked, I was like, oh, there's urinals. Okay, I'm good.
Fair.
Cool.
Fair.
So that just happened today.
Lord.
Here's the truth. Here's some behind the scenes. Is every time we're at a show and we're with Presley, she makes me run into the boys' room to make sure that she can like slide in there because
She's perfect.
Because the women's room is obviously 8,000.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
So intense.
It's so crazy. Do you think that they should just make the men's room a little smaller and add a couple more commodes for the women? Because they're always next door to each other.
Might as well, right?
Right.
And like dudes will pee in the sink. We're pretty gross, so it doesn't matter.
I mean,
No,
the
I
women are pretty
promise
gross,
you.
too.
I'm telling you, I promise you, the women's bathroom is worse.
I know. I
Promise.
just smelled it.
Fair.
I can't wait to see her walking around the show. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
we met earlier, right?
Hey, you're like, nice shoes. Oh, my God. That's crazy.
It's too much. It's too much. All right, Vinny, what's next for you?
I'm gonna go home. Yeah, that's it.
Literally.
What's next for me? I don't know. I think the journey is where I'm at, and I'm really enjoying the journey. I believe that we created a team collection and made Global Image Finals, and it was super fun.
Yay.
So I want to collaborate more with my friends, and I want to see the industry uplifted again, and I don't...
Whoa, hold on. Uplifted in what sense? Why are we downlifted?
Because it's super easy to hop on an app and talk shit about everybody else. It is so easy to say how bad your work is, and you have no basis, and you don't need to back it up, and people are making careers off that, and that's fine.
Hold on, but that doesn't change anything. I mean, how are you uplifting the industry?
No, I'm
working
saying
with
that's how
your
we're
friends?
downlifted.
Got it. But,
Yeah.
But then in opposite to uplift the industry, like what does that look like to you?
Celebrating the people around you that are better than you and giving credit where it's due. I think it's so hard to walk up to somebody and be like, you are super dope. Your style is amazing. I would love to learn what you do. I don't see a lot of people doing that. I see a lot of people watching a stage show, rolling their eyes, turning to their friend like, that's whack. You know, and it's like, okay. Like you can do that. It's just not going to make you any better. And I believe that the industry can be better. I believe that we can, I mean, dude, attendance at shows is down. People are not coming out as much. They're not going to education as much because you can sit and get it on an app, which is fine. But at the same time, you're only getting a piece of it, and you're only getting what somebody wants to show you. And it's really different to see somebody who's had umpteen thousand takes to make that perfect clip to get it to go viral and get their end game. And it's very different to see someone live on stage working through a haircut that they may have not grabbed. They may have taken someone off the floor and they had to adjust, and they're telling you what's in their head, and they're working through the process, and they're genuinely educating. And I believe that education should be something that is for the betterment of the whole, not the educator. And I believe that you should go and you should teach and give up every secret you have because you can't take it with you. At the end of the day, I want to be somebody who is genuinely just here to help the industry and to support my friends. Like I said, if somebody walks by the stage and sees me cutting hair and is like, oh, who's that guy? I love that. Like, I love that because at least they'll just stop and listen.
Right.
And then I might say something that affects them and helps them. And I would love to help people
Or offends them.
or offends them. which is more the case.
Well, okay, so there's like the 80-20 thing in the industry,
Sure.
right? Like the top 20, bottom 80. I mean, do you feel like, though, the bottom 80 is the bottom 80 because of the lack of availability? And
It's complacency, and it always has been. Okay, look, I'm doing something that is really important to me. This year I got hit up by Premier Anaheim, and they asked me if I would do a class. I said, sure. I was like, could I just do something different? They're like, what do you mean? I was like, I'll do your stage or whatever you want me to do for barber stage, but like, I want to bring my friends and I just want to have a classroom. Just let me do my thing. They're like, how do you want us to advertise? I was like, call it secret sessions, and that's it. Don't tell them anything. Don't, whatever. I don't want pictures on there. And they're like, we have to have a picture. I was like, okay. So they put my face on, and I brought Olivia,
Thompson.
Sorry,
OMG.
Olivia Thompson, OMG Hairdustry. I brought DC the barber. I brought RJ Royer, and I brought Philip Wolf. And we sat there and we had a genuine discussion about the industry. This was not for a brand. This was not about selling anybody anything. We sat there and I said, listen, we're missing. Where are we missing? Tell us our gaps. Ask us your questions. Tell us where you want to go. Because I believe that complacency is what's killing our industry. Talk to hairdressers and they will tell you, I don't go to shows because I'm not getting anything free. I don't need to learn something because I have my clientele. I don't need that. What am I going to use that for?
these are
Who
real
cares?
answers.
Swear to God. Swear to God. Because people genuinely think, like, if you have your clientele, what motivation do you have? Genuinely, if you're making money, what motivation do you have? You don't see yourself as being in the bottom 80, right?
Yeah.
You have clients that are coming in.
Yeah, there's those people that come to work, show up, and go home, and that's it.
And that's the majority. Until you see somebody who stunts, until you see somebody who does something that's so amazing that it snaps your head,
Yeah.
then you want to get better or you don't, right? And that's that tipping point. But if we can genuinely listen to each other, if we can genuinely interact with each other and we can have a community, then we can rebuild because we do need to rebuild because COVID fractured a lot. And it just, that happens, right? That's a circumstance that we all deal with. But to see people out there genuinely teaching, to see people out there giving out their knowledge, it used to kill me on Instagram when I'd see a head sheet and like there's steps missing. And people are like, I do this, but it just doesn't work out. Duh. Of course it's not going to work out. They're not telling you everything. They just want to look like they're telling you everything.
This
right?
is called the gate.
Yeah. And we're going to keep those secrets. I'm never going to keep a secret. Anybody who's ever worked with me at any of my shops, they will tell you, I will stop a haircut in the middle and come help you. I'll tell you anything you want. I want to ask questions and I want to learn. And I get the opportunity to stand aside the best people in my industry and I ask them questions backstage. I sit there and listen to them on stage as I'm sharing and educating with them. That's how I grow.
But how do you make people
You can't.
want it more?
You can't.
I mean, but I know that there's this whole thing, like, there's not a lot of great hair schools. Like, there's great hair schools, but they're, you have to be near them.
Yeah.
And then after hair school, it's like, what do you do from there? And there's kind of a gap, and there's a lot of reasons why a lot of people 5 years in have quit or moved on to something else. How do we change that? How do we, like...
That's not my goal. I'm not trying to change anybody. Here's the thing.
I get so frustrated, though.
It's because because you care, right? And I care too, but you can't care more than them.
I know.
You can't drag somebody up.
I know.
And I said this.
Sounds like your wife talking.
Yeah. I said this in secret session. I did. I said, listen, if you accidentally wandered in this room, thank God. And if you decide to get up and leave, good for you because you might have gotten what you needed out of this. I'm not here to convince you to stay. I don't care if you don't want to participate, don't. And from that, I'm seeing the most gorgeous growth of people that come up to me that are like, yo, that made an impact.
Wow.
And I was like, thank you. Like, that's what we want, you know? And we're making the videos so that people can see it and whatever, but like, it's happening in Orlando. I can't tell you who's going to be a part of the panel, but like, I want people that want it to come be a part.
Was that an NDA thing you can't tell, or like you haven't decided yet?
No, I just want to be a secret. Just like if I say like Philip Wolf's going to be there, then people come because they want a picture with Philip.
Yeah.
Dude, I watch people stand in lines that did not listen to his class that just want the picture.
Yeah, right.
Because what? That gives you clout? Like, okay. You're missing what he's telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That dude's almost 3 decades in the industry. You should listen to what he's saying to you. Philip gives away a blow dryer, and then everybody gets up and leaves, and Presley's sitting there talking about how to smooth out texture. And I'm like, dude, you're missing the knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, Presley's giving you something you can make money with. That's just a blow dryer that he just gave you.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're in a sad state of affairs. And I would love
trading dimes for dollars.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would love to say that there's this like fix for it, but no. I just want the people that care enough to come show up. Dope.
Yeah.
Then let's move.
Yeah.
Let's do that. That's awesome.
All right, I'll stop caring.
Stop caring.
Give up.
I know,
Give
shit.
a hug.
Work for
About
Amazon.
Work for so many. That's all. Vinny, how can people find you?
You can follow my shops at The Proper Orange County. That's my barbershop page, or The Proper Barbershop. Those are both my barbershop pages. And like, I have great people that work for me. They're incredibly talented that grind out all day, every day. But me, you can't find me. Come to a show.
Come to a show.
Come to a show. You'll see me.
Do you have any swag at The Proper Barbershop?
Yeah.
I totally need a shirt.
Dude, whatever you want. Send me your address.
We got it.
I used to make really great stuff.
What happened?
The internet.
Yeah, that happened.
You can't have a shirt that says I saw your wife naked at The Proper Barbershop. Like, come on, dude.
Fucking, I love that. We
So
have a
good.
client who, she's a interior designer.
Yeah.
And and she wrote this book about window coverings.
Yeah.
And the title of her book was like, "My Neighbor Saw Me Naked."
Sick.
That's sick, right?
It's perfect.
I love it. My
Yes,
neighbor saw me
so
naked, and then like, you know,
Dude, I made a sweatshirt a couple of years ago in my Orange County shop, and it's the Albert Anastasia murders from back in the day when the dude from the mob came and slit his throat in the barbershop in the Standard Hotel in the 1950s.
whenever, yeah.
And it's the actual crime scene photos, and it says "Live by the cut, die by the cut." Proper. It's my favorite shirt. That was my favorite hoodie ever.
Philip made a shirt.
Hard.
Philip did like when Philip had his clothing company, he did like I think it was like a Dillinger murder or something.
Yeah.
He did some of those that I thought were pretty dope. Anyways, Vinny, we got to roll. Thank you so much,
Dude,
dude.
thank you, guys.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank
And
you.
I have such a great time with you all the time.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
you
it.
know, not to put you in an NDA, but I will also be at the secret show.
Yeah, you will.
Maybe I'm on the panel, maybe not. I
Yeah,
don't know.
maybe.
That's it.
Show up, find out.
Show up and find out. Maybe Katie's there.
Who knows?
Yeah, she's too tough.
Dude, who knows? Maybe we'll make a little podcast out of it. Who cares? Let's do some fun stuff.
We should do that.
Whatever. You want to go live at Secret Sessions? Let's do that.
Oh my God, yes.
We'll chat. We'll have to chat.
Dude, actually, I'm going to tell you one quick story as I go. Somebody who was in Secret Sessions Anaheim stood up and goes, "Yo, this is the most pertinent class I've ever had." She goes, "I walked in this room, I saw a bunch of people with tattoos, and I was like, those are my people." She goes, "No disrespect, but when I see people on stage that are beautiful, blonde highlights and this and that, that's not my people, and I feel like I could never achieve that. Listening to you guys tell me that it's about the work makes me feel like I could achieve it." And then I get here to Chicago. She's sitting with our head of education on an interview, and they go, "This was from what you said. I reached out, my management talked to them, and now we're trying to work with Babyliss." And it all came from Secret Sessions, which was in Anaheim. And I said,
That's amazing.
that's what this is for.
Yes.
Dope.
Vinny,
Yes.
thank you very much. Thank you for the time.
Love
and
you.
thank you very, very much for joining us on your day off.